What General Weygand has called the Battle of France is over. The Battle of Britain is about to begin.
It was a special day for the Young Journalist Academy when we were invited to report on the 1940s weekend at the Lincolnshire Aviation Heritage Centre.
Pardon? What's that? Oh, right. Can I check yours as well, please? Right, thank you very much.
Security was tight, but fortunately after a thorough interrogation we were relieved to find we were allowed to start filming.
So do you remember the days when you were in a Lancaster?
Oh yes, very well indeed. Yes, I shall never forget them.
Can you describe what it was like for us?
Well, I wouldn't like to say in camera now or in front of you what our actual expressions when we boarded the Lancaster, but we implied that we would let them know what it was all about, but we didn't say it so politely.
So what kind of age were the crew?
My flight engineer was 19, my bomber engineer was 20. The rest of the crew, apart from the rear gunner, who was the oldest, were 22, 23, and I would be 27 on the Lancaster. At the beginning of the war, on the Blenheim, I would be 24.
Do you think young people today are shocked by the ages of the crew?
Well, I've spoken to a lot of young people because I talk to schools, to people at schools, you say, and they're interested. They listen to what I have to say quite silently, as it were, and take it in. And I feel that if the same thing could happen again today, but it can't because of sophistication in weaponry, it wouldn't be the same. They would volunteer just as we did.
It was amazing to see the effort made by people of all ages to recreate the 1940s atmosphere.
Also, if you're stood or sat behind the Lancaster, so between the Lancaster and the Navy, would we please ask you to move to the side of the
How important are events like today?
It's very important so that period in history isn't forgotten about, and sort of children of your own age that maybe haven't seen any of this before are aware of what was used during that time and what was available. Obviously weapons and things have changed over the years, and everything's a lot more modern now. The weapons they used then were, although very good quality and reliable, everything was well made, heavy to use.
Do you think school children would be surprised at the age of pilots and soldiers in World War II?
The average age was probably 18 to 20, 21, something like that, of any of the personnel in the services during that period. Yeah, so they were quite young. They weren't 30 or 40 years old. They were just young men, really.
Ladies wouldn't have had nylon stockings in the 40s, and if they did, they were very, very hard to come by. They would have probably have got them from the Americans when they brought them over. So if they didn't have a pair, what they would do is they would get gravy browning and colour their legs with gravy browning or a tea bag, and then get someone to draw a line with an eye pencil up the back of their leg. So you'd have a seam going up the back of the leg as straight as you could possibly get it, if they didn't have or weren't lucky enough to possess a pair of nylons. Then, to keep their hair tidy, if they were going out, they'd then wear what we call a snood. So that would keep all their hair, and in the factory they would probably wear one of these. And in the evening they might add a flower to it, just to make it look more elegant if they were going out.
So can you tell us a bit about your uniform that you're wearing today?
Yeah, well basically it's from the Battle of Britain period. The May West is a 1932 pattern. The boots are 1936 pattern, and it comes. It's got the sidearm as well, which is the issue sidearm for that period.
The highlight of the day was when the Lancaster Bomber travelled down the runway. The sound was deafening, and it brought back memories for those who experienced World War II themselves. It was a great day, and to be able to reflect on the memorable moments of World War II was a pleasure, and helped us to understand what life was like during wartime.